In the 19th century, a grand city hospital was bustling with people, but behind its grandeur, a deep sorrow was hidden. The maternity ward, which should have been filled with joy, became a place where many new mothers lost their lives to a mysterious childbed fever. Amidst the despair, Dr. Elias, an observant young physician, tried to find answers from the piles of deceased patients' medical records. He noticed that doctors who had just come out of the autopsy room would often go straight to deliver babies. Elias looked down at his own hands and formed a terrifying hypothesis. Could the hands meant to heal be the very things bringing death? He spent his time in the library researching the connection of invisible particles. Elias decided to present this theory to the medical board, begging everyone to wash their hands thoroughly before touching patients. But in an era where doctors believed themselves to be superior, his theory was seen as a joke and ridiculed. Elias felt discouraged. He had to fight against an invisible wall of belief. However, Clara, a young nurse who saw his true dedication, stepped in to encourage him and was ready to help him create change. They started setting up wash basins with a chlorine solution in front of the patient wards. Elias set an example, scrubbing his hands meticulously every time before performing his duties. He tried to plead and enforce this rule upon other senior doctors as well. Despite facing heavy resistance from displeased old-fashioned doctors, the result was a miracle. Newborn babies survived and grew healthy. The cries of loss in the ward disappeared, replaced by the smiles of mothers. The mortality rate dropped shockingly, almost reaching 0. However, this success ended up embarrassing the elders in the medical field, who became furious and conspired to force Elias out. Ultimately, Elias was forced to leave the hospital. He walked away with pain, but deep down he knew he had done the right thing. Decades later, the world learned the truth. Washing hands before treatment became a standard that saved millions of lives. This man, ahead of his time, was a true hero.